Welcome to BPO and Beyond, financial freedom for BPO employees in the Philippines. BPO and Beyond podcast helps us empower Filipino BPO professionals to achieve financial freedom through career advancement, smart investing, and entrepreneurship. We deliver actionable strategies tailored to your unique challenges and opportunities. Stop dreaming about financial independence. Start building it. Your promotion, your future, your freedom. Episode 3. What are the best ways to grow my career if I'm stuck in the same role for years? Welcome back to Career Compass, where we help BPO professionals and ambitious workers navigate their career journey towards success and financial freedom. I'm your host, and today we're tackling a frustrating situation that many of you face, feeling stuck in the same role for years with no clear path forward. If you've been doing the same job for what feels like forever, watching newer employees get promoted while you remain in place, this episode is specifically for you. Whether you're a customer service representative who's been handling calls for 5 years, a data analyst who feels like you're doing the same reports over and over, or a technical support specialist who's starting to feel invisible, we're going to explore concrete strategies to reignite your career growth. Let me start with one coached, Jennifer, a quality assurance specialist who's been with her BPO company for 6 years. I feel like I'm trapped, she said. I'm good at my job, my reviews are always positive, but I've been doing essentially the same work for years. I see people who started after me getting promoted to supervisor and manager roles, while I'm still reviewing the same types of calls day after day. I'm starting to feel like I'm becoming obsolete, and I don't know how to break out of this cycle. Jennifer's situation is more common than you might think, especially in the BPO industry, where roles can become very specialized and routine. The challenge is that the longer you stay in the same position, the easier it becomes to get typecast as the person who does that specific job, rather than someone with broader potential. But here's the good news. Being stuck doesn't have to be permanent. Today, we're going to explore strategies to break free from career stagnation and create momentum toward growth, even when opportunities seem limited. Before we dive into specific strategies, let's understand why people get stuck in the first place. Often, it's not because they lack ability or potential. Instead, it's because they fall into what I call the competency trap. The competency trap works like this. You become really good at your current job, so your manager relies on you to handle that work consistently. Because you're so reliable in that role, your manager hesitates to move you to something else, even if it would be a promotion. Meanwhile, you become so focused on excelling at your current responsibilities that you don't develop the broader skills needed for advancement. Breaking out of this trap requires a fundamental shift in how you approach your career development. Instead of just trying to be the best at your current job, you need to start preparing for the job you want next. Strategy number 1. Take initiative beyond your job description. The first step to breaking out of career stagnation is to start looking for ways to go above and beyond your assigned tasks. This doesn't mean working longer hours doing the same things. It means seeking out additional responsibilities that stretch your skills and demonstrate your potential. Look for problems that need solving in your organization. Is there a process that could be improved? A recurring issue that no one has addressed? A project that's been sitting on the back burner? Volunteer to take these on, even if they're not officially part of your role. For example, if you're in customer service and you notice that certain types of complaints keep coming up, don't just handle them as they arise. Research the root causes and propose solutions. Create a presentation for your team about how to prevent these issues. This demonstrates analytical thinking and leadership potential that goes far beyond your basic job requirements. The key is to choose initiatives that are genuinely valuable to the business. and that allow you to develop skills relevant to the roles you want to pursue. Don't just volunteer for busy work. Look for opportunities that will stretch you and showcase your capabilities. Strategy number 2, become a learning machine. One of the most effective ways to break out of career stagnation is to continuously expand your skill set. This means actively seeking out learning opportunities, both formal and informal, that will make you more valuable and versatile. Start by identifying the skills that are most in demand in your industry and organization. What capabilities do the people in the roles you want to pursue have that you don't? What new technologies or methodologies is your company adopting? What skills are mentioned most frequently in job postings for positions you're interested in? Once you've identified these skill gaps, create a learning plan to address them. This might involve taking online courses, attending workshops, reading industry publications, or finding ways to practice new skills in your current role. For BPO professionals, some high-value skills to consider developing include data analysis, project management, process improvement, training and development, and cross-cultural communication. These skills are valuable across many different roles and can help you transition into management, specialized positions, or even different departments. The important thing is to be systematic about your learning. Don't just take random courses. Choose learning opportunities that align with your career goals and that you can apply in your current role to demonstrate your new capabilities. Strategy number 3. Build strategic internal relationships. Sometimes the reason you're stuck isn't because you lack ability, but because you lack visibility. You might be doing excellent work, but if the right people don't know about it, you won't be considered for advancement opportunities. Start building relationships with people outside your immediate team. This includes managers in other departments, senior leaders, and colleagues who work on different types of projects. These relationships serve multiple purposes. They give you insights into opportunities that might not be widely advertised. They help you understand the broader business context, and they create advocates who can speak to your capabilities. One effective way to build these relationships is to volunteer for cross-functional projects or committees. When there's an opportunity to work on a company-wide initiative, represent your department on a task force, or participate in employee resource groups, raise your hand. These experiences not only expand your network, but also give you exposure to different aspects of the business. Also, don't underestimate the value of informal relationships. Attend company social events, participate in team-building activities, and make an effort to connect with colleagues during breaks or lunch. Sometimes the most valuable career conversations happen in casual settings. Strategy number 4, seek feedback and create development plans. If you've been in the same role for years, it's crucial to understand why. Sometimes there are legitimate development areas that you need to address before you're ready for advancement. Other times, there might be misconceptions about your interests or capabilities that need to be corrected. Schedule a candid conversation with your manager about your career aspirations and what you need to do to advance. Ask specific questions. What skills do I need to develop to be considered for a supervisor role? What experiences would help prepare me for advancement? Are there any concerns about my readiness for increased responsibility? Be prepared for honest feedback and don't get defensive if you hear things that are difficult to accept. Instead, view this feedback as valuable information that can help you create a targeted development plan. Once you understand what you need to work on, create a specific plan with timelines and measurable goals. For example, if your manager says you need to develop leadership skills, you might set a goal to mentor 2 new team members over the next 6 months and lead a process improvement project. Then, follow up regularly to show the progress you're making. This demonstrates that you're serious about your development and that you can take feedback and act on it effectively. Strategy number 5, explore lateral moves and internal transfers. Sometimes the path to advancement isn't straight up. It's sideways first, then up. If there are limited advancement opportunities in your current department, consider exploring opportunities in other areas of the organization. Lateral moves can be incredibly valuable for breaking out of career stagnation. They expose you to different aspects of the business, help you develop new skills, and often lead to advancement opportunities that wouldn't have been available in your original department. For example, if you're in customer service and feeling stuck, you might consider moving to training and development, quality assurance, business analysis, or account management. Each of these roles would utilize some of your existing skills while allowing you to develop new capabilities. When exploring internal opportunities, don't just look at job postings. Talk to people in different departments about their work and the skills they value. Sometimes positions can be created for the right person, or you might learn about opportunities before they're formally posted. Also, consider temporary assignments or project-based roles that could serve as stepping stones to permanent positions. Many companies have short-term projects that need dedicated resources, and volunteering for these can give you experience in new areas while maintaining your current position as a safety net. Strategy number 6. Develop and demonstrate leadership skills. Even if you're not in a management role, you can start developing and demonstrating leadership skills that will prepare you for advancement. Leadership isn't just about having direct reports. It's about influence, problem solving, and taking initiative. Look for opportunities to lead within your current role. This might mean mentoring new team members, leading a process improvement initiative, organizing team events, or representing your team in meetings with other departments. Pay attention to how decisions are made in your organization and start contributing to those discussions. When problems arise, don't just report them, come with potential solutions. When there are opportunities to improve processes or procedures, take the initiative to research options and make recommendations. Also, start thinking like a manager, even while you're in an individual contributor role. Understand your team's goals and how they align with broader organizational objectives. Learn about budget considerations, resource allocation, and strategic planning. This broader perspective will be evident in how you approach your work and will demonstrate your readiness for increased responsibility. Strategy number 7. Create your own opportunities. Sometimes, instead of waiting for the perfect opportunity to be posted, you need to create your own. This might mean proposing a new role that addresses a business need, suggesting a pilot program that you could lead, or identifying a gap in the organization that you could fill. Start by understanding your organization's strategic priorities and challenges. What problems is the company trying to solve? What new initiatives are being launched? Where are there gaps in capabilities or resources? Once you identify these areas, think about how your skills and interests could address these needs. Then, develop a proposal that outlines the opportunity, your qualifications, and the potential impact. This demonstrates entrepreneurial thinking and initiative that many organizations value highly. For example, if your company is expanding into new markets and you have language skills or cultural knowledge that could be valuable, you might propose creating a role focused on supporting that expansion. Or if you notice that your organization struggles with employee retention, you might propose developing a mentorship program that you could lead. Let me share a success story that illustrates how these strategies can work together. I worked with an associate named Michael, who had been a technical support specialist for 4 years. He was excellent at his job, but felt completely stuck, watching newer employees get promoted while he remained in the same position. Michael decided to take a strategic approach to breaking out of his stagnation. First, he started volunteering for projects outside his normal responsibilities. When the company was implementing a new ticketing system, he volunteered to be part of the testing team and became the local expert on the new platform. He also started building relationships across the organization by joining the company's Process Improvement Committee. This gave him exposure to senior leaders and helped him understand broader business challenges. Michael sought feedback from his manager and learned that while his technical skills were strong, he needed to develop more business acumen and communication skills. He enrolled in online courses in business analysis and project management, and he started volunteering to present technical updates to non-technical stakeholders. When a business analyst position opened up in the IT department, Michael was ready. He had developed the necessary skills, built relationships with the hiring team through his committee work, and had demonstrated his ability to bridge the gap between technical and business requirements. The key to Michael's success was that he didn't just wait for opportunities to come to him. He actively created value, developed new skills, and positioned himself for advancement. Within 18 months, he had moved from feeling completely stuck to landing a promotion that put him on a clear path for continued growth. Now, let's address some common challenges and concerns about breaking out of career stagnation. I don't have time to take on additional responsibilities. This is a common concern, especially in busy BPO environments. The key is to be strategic about what additional responsibilities you take on. Look for opportunities that align with your career goals and that can be integrated into your existing workflow. Also, consider that some of the time you spend on additional responsibilities might actually make your regular work more efficient. For example, if you lead a process improvement initiative that streamlines your team's workflow, you might save time in the long run. My manager won't let me work on other projects. If your manager is resistant to letting you take on additional responsibilities, try to understand their concerns. Are they worried about your current performance suffering? Do they not understand how these experiences would benefit both you and the team? Have a conversation about your career goals and how additional experiences would help you become more valuable to the organization. Propose starting with small, low-risk projects that won't interfere with your primary responsibilities. If your manager continues to be unsupportive of your development, you might need to look for opportunities in other departments or consider whether your current organization is the right fit for your career goals. I'm too old to make a career change. Age can present challenges, but it's rarely an insurmountable barrier to career growth. In fact, the experience and maturity that come with age can be significant advantages. You have a deeper understanding of business operations, you've likely developed strong relationships, and you often have a clearer sense of what you want from your career. The key is to leverage your experience while demonstrating that you're adaptable and willing to learn new things. Focus on opportunities that build on your existing strengths while expanding your capabilities. There really aren't any opportunities in my company. If advancement opportunities are genuinely limited in your current organization, you might need to look externally. However, before you do, make sure you've exhausted all internal possibilities. Sometimes opportunities exist that aren't widely known, or new positions can be created for the right person. Also, consider that building new skills and experiences in your current role will make you more attractive to external employers, even if they don't immediately lead to advancement internally. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to emphasize that feeling stuck in your career doesn't mean you lack potential or that you're destined to remain in the same role forever. Often, it just means you need to take a more strategic and proactive approach to your career development. The strategies we've discussed today require effort and patience. You won't see results overnight, but if you consistently apply these approaches, you will start to see momentum building in your career. Remember, you are responsible for your own career growth. While your manager and organization play important roles, ultimately, it's up to you to identify opportunities, develop new skills, and position yourself for advancement. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to appear. Start creating value, building relationships, and developing capabilities today. Every step you take toward growth and development is an investment in your future success. That's all for today's episode of Career Compass. If you're currently feeling stuck in your career, I'd love to hear about the strategies you're going to implement. Send me a message with your action plan or questions about breaking out of career stagnation. Next week, we'll be shifting our focus to financial topics with an episode on why many BPO professionals find themselves living paycheck to paycheck despite earning decent money and what you can do about it. Until then, remember, being stuck is a temporary condition, not a permanent state. With the right strategies and consistent action, you can reignite your career growth and move toward the professional future you want. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.